Our nation's #1 song from Roosevelt Park here in Mason City as we open up the 2014 baseball season here tonight. And this is how the Decorah Vikings will come to the plate. Leading off at shortstop will be Colin Nimrod. Batting second in center field, Jake Hovden. Hitting third, the pitcher Kyle Kane. Batting fourth at third base is Dustin Carey. Hitting fifth, the catcher Austin Ashbacker. Hitting sixth, the second baseman Brady Dolly. Batting seventh in left field, Cole Sweska. Hitting eighth, the designated hitter Sean Truin. Truin will bat for the first baseman Aaron Severson. And batting ninth in right field will be Brighton Myers. So it's Nimrod at short, Hovden in center, Kane the pitcher, Carey at third, Ashbacker the catcher, Dolly at second. Sweska in left, Truin the DH for Severson at first base, and Meyer will be the right fielder. Junior right-hander Colin Platts will get the start for Mason City. Last year as a sophomore was 3-3 with a 3.17 ERA. Opponents hit .286 against him. In 46 and a third innings, he gave up 53 hits, 21 earned runs, 9 walks, and 25 strikeouts. Breeze blowing in tonight, but otherwise a cloudless blue sky above here in Mason City. Temperature-wise, you couldn't ask for a lot more from either a playing or a spectating standpoint here tonight. Our friends in blue tonight, Kenny Robbins working the plate and Gary Christensen. A couple of veterans and a couple of good ones making the important decisions tonight as Colin Nimrod will start things here for the 2014 season. A little late going tonight as we'll get going around 10 minutes till 8 o'clock, but Colin Nimrod will stand in. He was a .223 hitter a year ago with 14 RBI. We'll set the Mohawk defense here momentarily as Colin Platts steps to the hill. And the first pitch of the season is a fastball up as we get going at 7:50 tonight. 1 ball, no strikes on Colin Nimrod. He'll be followed by Hovden and Kane here in the top of the first inning. The 1-0 delivery missed outside on the breaking ball, so it's 2 balls and no strikes. Adam Douglas is in left. Dylan Vovis is in center. Matt Meyer in right for the Mohawks. At third base, Kyle Overbeck. Cooper Merrill will be at short. There's a fastball at the letters for a strike. It's 2-1. Nick Friends is at second, and Drew Walswick will be at first. Austin Hemman behind the plate, and Colin Platts on the mound. Pitch swinging a foul, right side and out of play. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to count on Colin Nimrod. Vikes will have 5 in a row on the road to start the season. That's their longest road trip, if you will, in the last 4 years. 2-2, swing and a miss on a curveball, and Nimrod down on strikes, 1 down here in the first inning. So Platts falls behind 2-0, but battles back to get the strikeout, and Jake Hovden will be the batter. Hovden last year primarily was a courtesy runner, but did get some starts later on in the season as Jake swings and misses at a first pitch breaking ball. It's no balls and 1 strike. With the stick last year, Jake was 1 for 14. Platts ready, and the pitch swung on and missed, took a little something off, and Hovden out in front, so it's no balls, 2 strikes. Platts gets the sign from his catcher, Hemman. And the 0-2 delivery is a fastball well outside and high. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hovden. One-two from Platts. Breaking ball in the dirt, so 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jake Hovden. Vikes will have 2 up at lacrosse tomorrow night. It's been forever since Decorah has played a game in the state of Wisconsin. Been forever since they played Mason City. 2-2. Up for 3 balls, 2 strikes now on Hovden. Then we'll open up conference play at New Hampton next Tuesday night before the home opener at Olensack Field next Wednesday night against Southwind. Full count on Jake Hovden. Plants delivers, and the pitch taken low for ball 4. So kind of an interesting sequence in these first two at-bats. Platts falls behind Nimrod 2-0, battles back, strikes him out. He gets ahead of Hovden 0-2, but Hovden shows good plate discipline and draws the walk. 1 on, 1 out, no score here in the first. Kyle Kane was a .312 hitter a year ago with 10 doubles, no triples, no home runs, and 22 RBI. First pitch to Kyle Kane. That one catches the corner. On the outside edge, taken for strike 1. It's 0-1 on Kane. As Plants works out of the stretch for the first time in this ball game. Jake obviously with some pretty good speed at first base. He was leaning a bit, and a throw over to first base hops out of the glove of Walswick, but not enough to warrant runner advancement. No balls, 1 strike, the count on Kyle Kane. No score here in the first. Average lead at first base by Hovden. Platts comes set, and the 0-1 delivery is a fastball at the letters and for a strike, and it's 0-2. So Plants ahead of Kane. He was ahead of Hovden 0-2, but Jake able to coax the walk out of him. Platts comes set in the 0-2 delivery. A breaking ball in the dirt for 1 ball, 2 strikes. Got going a little late due to the JV game tonight. Decorah ended up winning or losing that one 6-2 to Mason City. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 down. And the pitch to Kyle, fastball up for 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kyle getting the start on the mound tonight. Had a very good year a year ago and hopes to be as consistent as a senior as he was as a junior. 2-2, he reaches for a curve and fouls it away. A decent job of protecting with 2 strikes by Kyle. And the count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes in the pitcher against pitcher matchup. Two again. Breaking ball in the dirt. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Platts continuing that trend. He got ahead of Hovden 0-2. Jake ended up drawing a walk. He was ahead of Kyle 0-2. And now it's 3-2 on Kane. Fastball up for ball 4. So back-to-back walks to Hovden and Kane will put runners at first and second with 1 down. And Dustin Carey will be the batter for Decorah. No score, top of the first inning. Carey at .386 with 9 doubles, 1 triple, 4 home runs, 26 RBI. Overbeck even with the bag at third. They won't hold the runner on at first. Platt will come set, and Platts delivers to Carey in the first pitch taken up. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Dustin listed by the Cedar Rapids Gazette as a player to watch in Eastern Iowa in their baseball preview earlier this week. Carey, right-hand hitter, open stance, and here's a ground ball foul past Coach O in the third base box, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Dustin Carey. Bovis, the center fielder, shading Carey towards left center. There's a gap in right center field right now. 1-1 delivery popped up, foul, third base side, and that one going to land out of play. Permanent bleachers all the way up the third base and first base sides to the level of the dugout here at Roosevelt Park. Very nice ballpark here. It's been around forever, and they've kept it up very well here in Mason City. A great setting for high school baseball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count and the pitch. Outside for 2 balls, 2 strikes on Dustin Carey. This is also the home field for Nyack Trojan baseball in the springtime. 2-2 the count on number 2 with 2 on and 1 out. And a move to second base and Hovden back to the bag diving. 2-2 with one down. Nimrod struck out to start the inning, then back-to-back walks to Hubden and Keene. Plants ready, 2-2 to carry. Swung on, driven deep down the left field line, angling into foul ground is the left fielder Douglas, but it lands out of play. So we'll do it again at 2-2 as Carey got under that ball. And this will become at least a 6-pitch at-bat. Vikings definitely making Plants work here in the first inning. This will be his 25th pitch already in the 2-2 to Carey. A curve ball that just missed low. Carey thought about it, but thought better of it. Was able to check his swing in time. In fact, he checked it quick enough that there wasn't even an appeal asked for. So now it's full on Dustin Carey, 3-2 with one down. Runners stay put, pitch swung on and fouled up the third base side. So we'll do it again at 3-2. Austin Ashbacker waiting his turn on deck. Away from second, Hovden. Away from first is Kyle Kane. No courtesy runner being used there. The 3-2 delivery is a number foul up the third base side, so this will become at least a 9-pitch at-bat to Dustin Carey. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. Darren Swenson from Roosevelt Park here in Mason City. Opening night for 2014 for the Decorah Viking baseball team. 2 on, 1 out here in the top of the first inning of a scoreless game. Plant stepped off the rubber. Now he's back on. He shakes off Hemman once. Now likes what he sees. Comes set, and the 3-2. Swinging a foul back. So nice battle here early in the game between Carey and Platts. Platts with a new baseball. The sign from Hemman, the set, and another 3-2, swinging a foul back. That's 5 two-strike foul balls off the bat of Dustin Carey. Hovden leads from second. Keene leads from first. He's not being held on over there. Infield now at normal depth, and Platts steps off. Plants back to the rubber. Comes set. A look at second and Hovden, and another 3-2 up for ball 4. A well-earned base on balls for Dustin Carey that time. A 12-pitch at-bat will load the bases. And now a Mason City coach will head out to the mound to talk to Platts. Coach O will take advantage of the opportunity to talk to runners and hitters in the third base box. The current situation, Hovden at third, Keene at second, Carey at first, with one down in the top of the first inning of a scoreless game, and Austin Ashbacker to the plate. Austin, a year ago, was a .253 hitter with 2 doubles, 1 triple, no home runs, and 15 RBI. Going back to Carey momentarily, he had a heck of a day Monday. That was the day Decorah played their annual marathon game. Carey hit one out of Olensack Field and one that was off the top of the elevated fence in right center field as well. They'll play up at third, and they will play back in the rest of the infield as Platts will work out of the stretch with Ashbacker batting from the right-hand side. He swings and flies one towards left. Douglas is under it. He will charge in, and he will make a catch, and it ends up being shallow enough to not allow Hovden to advance. Douglas had a beat on that one from the get-go and ended up catching it just a few feet onto the outfield crash. So 2 down here in the inning, and Brady Dolly will be the batter. 222 a year ago with 3 doubles and 5 RBI. 2 of those 5 RBI came in the playoffs last year as Dolly swings and misses at the first offering from Platts. No balls and 1 strike. Platts has pitched himself into trouble here in the first inning, but is now trying to pitch himself out of it. Platts ready with the 0-1, swing and a miss. Snap throw to first base, and the throw goes into right field. Scoring on the play is Hovden. Kane will move up to third. The error will allow a run to score, and it's a 1-0 lead for Decorah on the throwing error by Austin Hemmen, the catcher. Carey was well off the bag at first base. Hemmen threw behind the runner. I don't know if him and Walswick were 100% on the same page, but with full 20/20 hindsight, you question the wisdom of doing that. Brady wasn't close to the first 2 pitches, and with 2 outs, you can take care of the batter and get a goose egg on the board, and Brady swings and misses. So a good morning, good afternoon, and good night here in the first inning. 3 walks, 1 run, no hits, 1 costly error, and 2 runners left. We head to the bottom of the first inning. It is Decorah 1 and Mason City coming to bat. And the Mohawks will bat this way. Leading off in left field will be Adam Douglas. Batting second, the catcher, Austin Hemmen. Hitting third, the designated hitter, Ethan McHenry. McHenry will bat for the pitcher, Colin Platts. Hitting fourth, the shortstop, Cooper Merrill. Batting fifth at first base, Drew Walswick. Hitting sixth in right field, Matt Meyer. Batting seventh at second base, Nick Friends. Hitting eighth at third base, Kyle Overbeck. And batting ninth in center field is Dylan Vovis. So it's Douglas in left, Hemmen, the catcher, McHenry, the DH for Platts, the pitcher. Merrill, the shortstop, Walswick at first, Meyer in right. Friends at second, Overbeck at third, and Vovis in center field. That lineup will face senior right-hander Kyle Kane. Kane, a very solid year a year ago. 8-2, a 2.03 ERA. Opponents only hit .223 against him. 65 2/3 innings. 61 hits, 19 earned runs, 12 walks, and 52 strikeouts. Defensively, the Vikes will go this way. Cole Sweska in left, Jake Hovden in center, Brighton Meyer in right. Dustin Carey will be at third. Colin Nimrod will be at short. Brady Dolly at second. And Aaron Severson will play at first with Austin Ashbacker behind the plate and Kyle Kane on the hill. The old lefty catcher, Austin Ashbacker. Last year he became the first Decorah catcher in Coach Olenzak's 50-plus years to start as a southpaw behind the plate. Adam Douglas looks the first one high and tight from Kane. No balls, 1 strike. Douglas, a year ago, was a .375 hitter for the Mohawks. His on-base percentage was .451. The pitch swung on and missed at another high fastball, so it's 1-1. The other night in the 7-4 victory over Algona, he was 2 for 3. And he's a kid you want to keep off base. He stole 3 bases in that game. 1-1. Curveball taken at the letters for a strike, and it's 1-2. Douglas obviously looking for something else there. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Douglas. Kane gets the sign from the baby bull and the 1-2. Fastball up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Decorah in their visiting blue uniforms with red letters and numerals. Going with red caps and blue bills this year. 2-2 delivery, swung on, popped up. Right side of the infield, Kyle Kane off the mound, calling near the first base line. He will make the catch for the first out here in the first inning. So 1 down, nobody on. Decorah leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Austin Hemman the other night against Algona was 0 for 3 but did knock in 2 runs. First offering from Kane, a breaking ball that slips out of his hands and goes well high. It is 1 ball and no strikes. Next pitch out of the zone. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, or 2 balls, no strikes, I should say, on him and the catcher. It was his error in the first inning that gave Decorah a run. Fastball at the letters for a strike. Says Kenny Robbins, it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Robbins, a state tournament veteran. One of the higher profile Decorah games he did was a couple years ago as that one blooped down the right field line. Meyer angling towards the line. He will make the catch in medium to deep right field right along the line for the second out here in the first inning. So 2 down, nobody on for Ethan McHenry. The DH was 0 for 3 on Tuesday night against Algona. 1-0 Decorah. We play at the bottom of the first inning here in Mason City on opening night. Kane ready with the first offering, and McHenry couldn't catch up with it. It's no balls, 1 strike on a swing and a miss. Mohawks were 16-25 a year ago. But historically, they've had better records than that. As that one chopped towards third, playing the long hop is Dustin Carey. He bobbles it a bit, throws to first base. Nice stretch by Aaron Severson over there to record the putout. And a quiet bottom of the first for Mason City. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the top half of the second inning. It's 1-0 Decorah. Welcome back to Mason City. Just heard from Bruning Rock Products. They are the sponsor of the Friday Sports Show every Friday morning, 8:25 on AM 1240 KDEC. Tomorrow morning, we will preview both the individual and team tennis tournament for the Decorah Viking boys. They'll have 2 teams at the individual tournament in doubles tomorrow, CJ Clift and Gable Lonning. We'll talk to them, and we'll also talk to Caleb Olring and Carl Sand, the other doubles team that qualified out of the toughest district in Class 1A. We'll also talk to Decorah boys tennis coach Reg Lowerson. We'll do that tomorrow morning at 8:25 on AM 1240 KDEC. You can also stream that at the sports streaming site. And you can also get podcast of those interviews in the sports section of KDECradio.net. That's coming up tomorrow morning, the Friday Sports Show every Friday morning at 8:25, brought to you by Bruning Rock Products on AM 1240 KDEC. Bottom third of the order here in the second inning for Decorah. Cole Sweska, Sean Truin, and Brighton Meyer. Cole will bat against Platts, and Platts throws the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Platts labored in that first inning, but a lot was his inability to find the strike zone. The 0-1 taken low. 1 ball, 1 strike. He threw 33 pitches in that first inning compared to Kyle Kane's 11. A throwing error by Austin Hemman, the catcher, is the only difference. As Sweska puts that one in play, a multi-hopper towards Friends at second. He'll throw on to first, and the first batter of the second inning is retired. As Sweska grounds to second, that'll bring up Sean Truant. Truant last year with the stick was only 0 for 3. He's getting the start as the DH, and the curveball taken low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Vikings coming off a 27-9 season. Got to the sub-state game once again. They've done it 4 times in the last 6 years. As a fastball inside, and that spins Sean out of the way. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. They ended up losing to eventual 3A state champion Clear Lake over at New Hampton. The pitch looped towards second, and it's caught by Friends. And there is quickly 2 up, 2 down here in the second inning. 2 down, nobody on for Brighton Meyer. 1-0 Decorah, top the second. Meyer saw a lot of time as a pinch runner a year ago. Only got to bat twice. He was 0 for 2. Another kid that's going to be relied on to step up his senior year. As pitch taken low, it is 1 ball, no strikes. Again, 5 straight road games for the Vikings to start the campaign. Fastball up, 2 balls, no strikes. Something that hasn't happened at least in the last 4 years that I looked up. 2-1 tonight here in Mason City as a ground ball hit towards third, picked up by Overbeck. He'll fire across the diamond, and it's dropped there by Walswick. And staying put at first base is Brighton Meyer. An E3 will allow Meyer to reach with 2 outs and give an opportunity to Colin Nimrod in the top of the order. Nimrod struck out to start the game. Second error for the Mohawk defense as Nimrod hammers one toward short, fielded on 1 hop by Merrill. He'll go the short way to second. And Meyer retired 6-4, and the side is out here in the second inning. 1 error, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It's 1-0 Decorah. Bottom of the second inning, we go a 1-0 lead for Decorah. 3 straight walks in the first inning, and a throwing error by catcher Austin Hemman is the only run to this point. Kyle Kane retired the Mohawks in order in the bottom of the first inning, using only 11 pitches to do it. It'll be Cooper Merrill, Drew Walswick, and Matt Meyer here in the second inning. Middle third of the order for Mason City. Merrill was a .275 hitter last year. He'll swing at the first one, pop one into shallow right field. Brady Dolly at second base is under it. He will make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second inning. Merrill got his season underway with a 3-for-4 night against Algona on Tuesday night. He had a double and an RBI in that game. And Drew Walswick will bat now. 1-0 Decorah, bottom of the second. Walswick 1 for 3 with a double and 2 RBIs the other night against Algona. Curveball taken low by Walswick. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Next one, a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 1-1. Reading the Mohawk season preview, Coach Troy Rude says the offense is the thing that needs to step up. As a breaking ball taken on the outside corner at the letters, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mohawks hit .263 a year ago. There haven't been many power hitters since the runner-up team in 2011. The preview said the pitch goes high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. A preview earlier this week from the Mason City Globe-Gazette. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count, and the pitch taken low, and now we're all the way out to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Coach Rude said, quote, "The offense has been our biggest problem. I think the pitching has been good enough for us to be a .500 team. It's been our anemic offense," unquote. 3-2, swinging a foul, right side and out of play. So it's 3 balls, 2 strikes right now on Walswick. 1 down, nobody on, bottom of the second inning. It's a 1-0 lead for Decorah, neither team with a hit thus far. Another 3-2, that one hit towards right, and it'll land for a base hit. So Walswick doing a good job going the other way with the breaking ball, and he becomes Mason City's first base runner. 1 on, 1 out for Matt Meyer, who was 1 for 3 against Algona on Tuesday night. He was a .217 hitter a year ago. Kane will work from the stretch for the first time tonight in a 1-0 Decorah lead in the bottom of the second inning. That one popped up right side. In is Meyer, out is Dolly. Dolly gives way to Brighton Meyer, who makes the catch about 5 feet onto the outfield grass. And there are 2 down here in the second inning. 2 down and a runner at first for Nick Friends. 1-0 Decorah, bottom of the second inning. Friends on opening night Tuesday night was 1-for-3 in the victory over Algona. Mason City won that game by a 7-4 margin. Curveball swung on and missed. It is no balls and one strike. Walswick a couple of steps off the bag at first base. Kane comes set, a look over there, and the 0-1 delivery is a off-speed breaking ball high. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Walswick, again, a couple of steps off the bag at first. 1-1 delivery. Chopper toward short. Fielded on 2 hops by Colin Nimrod. He'll fire across the diamond to Severson at first. And the side is out here in the second inning. 1 hit, 1 left. We head to the third. It is Decorah 1 and Mason City nothing. Top of the third inning, we go. One nothing lead for Decorah. Again, we'll have Decorah baseball from the state of Wisconsin tomorrow night. Decorah will take on Lansing Key from Copeland Park in La Crosse, home of the La Crosse Loggers of the North Woods League, that is. We'll have a doubleheader. Pre-game beginning at 5:20. We'll have both games on the air here on AM 1240 KDEC and also KDECradio.net. Luke Kane will be joining me. My sources say for that broadcast. And if that source wants to text me something different, he's welcome to do so. Jake Hovden will start things here in the third. He'll swing at the first pitch and chop one foul third base side. No balls, 1 strike. Hovden walked and scored the game's lone run on an error with 2 outs in the first inning. 0-1 delivery, swinging a pop-up foul right side, and that one will reach the seats. In fact, reach over the grandstands and into the parking lot here at Roosevelt Park. Again, permanent seating from the first base to the third base dugout on both sides here, and there are actual dugouts and a clubhouse here. Ground ball towards the left side, fielded on multiple hops by Merrill. He'll throw to first base, and Hovden beats it out. So Jake Hovden with an infield hit to start things here in the third. He becomes the first Decorah base runner to lead off an inning by reaching base. So each team has 1 tally in the hit column. And Kyle Kane will be the batter. He drew a walk back in the first inning. He'll try to help his own cause as Oberbeck plays on the grass at third. Kyle squares to bunt, does so up the first base side. Platts makes the play. He'll only have 1 play, and he'll throw on to Walswick covering at first. And 1-3 will be the sacrifice. A runner at second and 1 down for Dustin Carey. Carey had the at-bat of that first inning, an 11-pitch at-bat in which he drew a walk to load the bases. A good battle, and Carey eventually reached base. Without that, the run doesn't score. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. Hovden rounding third. He stumbles a bit, but regains his composure and will score easily on an RBI single by Dustin Carey, and it's a 2-0 lead for Decorah. Carey, who knocked in 26 a year ago, gets Decorah's first RBI of 2014. Hovden scores as the Vikes get him on, get him over, and get him in. And Austin Ashbacker will start the at-bat and take a strike, 0-1. Austin flew out to left his first time up in the first. 0 for 1. Move to first base. Back to the bag. Standing is Carey. Platts comes set once again, and the pitch. Austin jammed. He'll pop one towards shallow center. Retreating at second is Friends, and he will make the catch for the second out of the inning. So Ashbacker pops out. Carey stays put at first. A runner at first, 2 down, 1 in. A 2-0 lead for Decorah. And Brady Dolly will bat. He struck out swinging in the first 0 for 1. First pitch to Dolly goes outside. It is 1 ball, no strikes. And time asked for now by the catcher, Hemman. He will go out and talk to Platts to make sure they're both on the same page. Mason City, a team that lets their pitchers and catchers call their own games as compared to a coach calling the pitches. 1 ball, no strikes on Brady Dolly. Next one goes outside as Platts misses on the breaking ball. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Third inning of a 2-0 lead for Decorah. Platts with the 2-0. That one at the letters and for a strike. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Three steps off the bag at first is Carey. Stretch and the 2-1 to Dolly. That one right down Broadway on the breaker for a strike, and it's 2-2. So the deuce is wild on the Vikings second baseman. Two from Platts. Ground ball towards third. Overbeck bobbles momentarily. He'll throw on to first base to retire Dolly. And that's that for the third. But the Vikes get a crooked number on the board. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the third inning. It is 2-0 Decorah. We go to the bottom of the third inning. Austin Droughty with karaoke hour here at Roosevelt Park in between innings. Austin did come up from Hampton and return the digital recorder I left in the press box at State Track this past weekend, so I shouldn't make fun of him like that, but he doesn't have a headset, I do. 8-9-1 due for Mason City here in the third. A 2-0 lead for Decorah. Kyle Oberbeck will lead things off for the Mohawks here in the third. He was 0 for 2 the other night against Algona, and Kyle starts him with pitch high. 1 ball, no strikes. One-0. Swing and a miss. Good change from Kyle Kane, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball taken low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Kyle has always had pretty good control. Only 12 walks in 65 2/3 innings last year as the pitch goes outside. And now he trails Overbeck in the count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Kyle's given up 1 hit, hasn't walked anybody to this point as the fastball fouled back to the screen. And it's 3-2 now. Sun has set. 3-2, up for ball 4. So Overbeck on to start things here in the third. This field faces west here in Mason City, so I'd imagine any varsity starts at like 5:30, 6 o'clock. Defense could be potentially an adventure, but the sun has set, and that shouldn't be an issue anymore. Dylan Vovis was 1 for 3 the other night. He bunts up the first base side. After it are 3 Vikings, but it lands equidistant in between them. And it snowballs 1 strike on Vovis. Severson, Kane, and Ashbacker all after that ball, but it landed near the Mason City on-deck circle. No balls, 1 strike. Vovis 1 for 3 against Algona. On opening night for the Mohawks on Tuesday night, Vovis squares to bunt, but bunts foul once again. So it's no balls, 2 strikes on Dylan Vovis. Two 1-0 for Decorah, 0-2-2 for the Mohawks. Overbeck a lead at first base. Kyle gets the side from Ashbacker, and the 0-2 will sail high for 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the order, and Adam Douglas on deck. Update from softball in Game 2. Decorah and New Hampton 1-1 in the 5th. Kyle steps off and bluffs a throw to first base. Runner at first, nobody out. 1-2, and a swing and a foul at the plate as Vovis tried to wait back on the breaking ball and got a piece of it. 1-2 the count remains on Vovis. New Hampton won Game 1 of the doubleheader over there tonight, 13-1. 1-2 delivery, swing and a pop-up foul, right side and out of play, so Vovis staying alive at 1-2. Decorah leads at 2-0. We play at the bottom of the 3rd inning. A tally in the 1st and a tally in the 3rd for Decorah. An error got the run in the 1st, an RBI single by Carey in the 3rd. Fly ball right field, angling towards the line is Brighton Meyer. He will make a 2-handed catch in medium depth right, about 5 to 10 feet off the line for the first out here in the 3rd. So Vovis flies to right, and Adam Douglas will start the second trip around the batting order. He popped to the pitcher Kyle Kane in the first 0 for 1. 2-0 Decorah. We play at the bottom of the 3rd. Pitch, curveball low. Nice stop by Ashbacker to his right. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Quick move to first base and a close play as Overbeck went back to the bag standing. And that put more drama into the play than perhaps necessary from a Mohawk perspective. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Kane comes set in the 1-0 delivery. There's a strike. Little off-speed pitch that fooled Douglas, and it's 1-1. Overbeck away from first once again. Kane comes set in the 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball that just missed inside for 2 balls, 1 strike. One on, 1 out here in the 3rd, and Kyle steps off. Stretch, 2-1, runner goes, Pong on, popped up right side. Severson is under it. He will make the catch. Kyle Kane gets to first base, and it ends up being a double play. Heads up play by Kyle Kane as Douglas pops out to Severson in foul territory. Severson was the only guy that was going to catch that ball. Kyle was heads up enough to get to first base and easily double up Overbeck, and that's that here in the 3rd. So nothing across here in the 3rd. We go to the 4th. It is a 2-0 lead for Decorah. Top of the 4th inning, we go. A 2-0 lead for Decorah. A Mason City error leads to Decorah's first run in the 3rd. A Dustin Carey 1-out RBI single in the 3rd. Mason City, their error led to the run in the 1st inning, I should say. It'll be the bottom 3rd of the order for Decorah. Against Colin Platts, the junior right-hander. Through 3 innings, he's given up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 that was earned. He has walked 3, and he has struck out 2. Cole Sweska grounded to second his first time up in the 2nd, 0 for 1. He'll swing at a first ball fastball and foul it away right side and out of play. No balls, 1 strike to count on Sweska. The Decorah softball team has taken a 2-1 lead on New Hampton, top of the 6th inning in Game 2. Curveball taken down Broadway for a strike, and it's 0-2 on Sweska. Oh, 2 delivery. Swung on a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So for the second consecutive inning, the Vikings get their leadoff runner on as Sweska takes an 0-2 pitch back where it came from. And his first hit of the season. Third hit of the night for Decorah, and Sean Truant will be the batter. Truant popped to second his first time up 0 for 1. Truant squaring to bunt, takes the pitch outside, snap throw to first base, back to the bag. Diving is Sweska. 1 ball, no strikes. New series of signs from Coach O. In the third base box, Overbeck will charge at third. Walswick will hold the runner on at first. The 1-0 delivery outside again, and a bluff throw from Hemmen, the catcher. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Vikes executed the short game well in the third inning, and it led to a run. Coach O doing the same thing here in the fourth inning. Truant squares to bunt and bunts through that one. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Sean takes his right hand and slaps it against his right pant leg in a little bit of frustration. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Sweska a couple of steps off of first base. Platts comes set, 2-1. Curveball taken outside for 3 balls and 1 strike now. And sometimes it's a little bit of frustration, as now Gary Christensen will ask Kenny Robbins, the home plate umpire, or I should say vice versa. Kenny Robbins will ask Gary Christensen, and Christensen will say Sean offered at the pitch, which was the right call, and it's 2-2. 2-2 on number 22. Sweska will take a couple of steps off the bag at first base. Platts likes his side from Hemmen, and the 2-2 delivery is a swing and a foul right side and out of play. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count remains on Truant. 2-3-0 for Decorah, 0-2-2 for Mason City. Truant steps out, now steps back in. Platts to the rubber. Comes set. Sweska goes. 2-2 pitch. Gets through the wickets of Hemmen. And Sweska will take second uncontested. He went in sliding at second. Realistically, he wasn't going to have a chance to move up from there. So 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Now on Sean Truant. So the Vikes advanced the runner and didn't have to bunt to do it. 3-2 delivery. Ground ball to the left side. Overbeck fields. Looks the runner back. Throws on to first base to retire Truant. 1 down here in inning number 4. Sweska at second. 1 down for Brighton Meyer. Meyer reached on an error in the second. 0 for 1. Decorah has had base runners in every frame to this point. They lead it by a 2-0 margin. Platts will look back at second, and the pitch to Meyer, a ground ball toward short. Charging is Merrill on the run, throws to first base to retire Meyer. Sweska moves up to third on the play. He'll be there with 2 down. So Sweska at third, 2 down, 2-0 Decorah, top of the 4th. Colin Nimrod, the batter. He'll start the third trip around the Viking batting order. He struck out swinging in the first and hit into a force play to end the second. 0 for 2. And he'll smack one towards left on a base hit. He got it by Overbeck at third. A 2-out RBI single for Colin Nimrod and a 3-0 lead. And now the throw towards second is airmailed and got by the first baseman, Walswick. And moving up to second on the play is Nimrod. So Callan gets his first RBI of the season. A 2-out single to left and will move up on the throwing error. And now Jake Hubden will bat with a runner in scoring position. Jake's been on base twice and scored twice. Hubden walked and scored in the first inning and singled and scored in the third after an infield hit. First pitch high from Platts. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch number 68 already for Platts. 1-0. Outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-1. So in each of the 2 frames that Decorah has gotten their leadoff runner on, they've gotten him home. One ball, 1 strike with 2 down. Nimrod with a decent lead at second, and he'll a whirl and a throw back there from Platts, and Nimrod will go back diving to the bag. 1-1 with 2 down. The pitch, curveball inside. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Three 3-0 Decorah here in the top of the 4th. 2-1. Fastball inside edge for a strike. Jake tried to pull the trigger but couldn't quite do it. So the deuce is wild now on the number 2 hitter in the Decorah lineup. 2-2 with 2 down. Nimrod at second, 1 in. A 3-0 Decorah lead here in the top of the 4th inning. Hubden calls time. It's asked for by Kenny Robbins, the home plate umpire, but Platts started his motion and just let the ball go. Which in that situation is probably the smart thing to do, because if you try to hold up, good way to perhaps injure yourself. The 2-2 delivery swung on, popped up right side, foul territory. Walswick near the line will make the catch from his first base position about 2/3 of the way up the first base side, and that's that for the 4th inning. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left. We are halfway home on opening night. It is Decorah leading Mason City by a 3-0 margin. Darren Swenson back with you here in Mason City tonight. A 3-0 lead for Decorah. Kyle Kane threw 3, has walked 1, given up 1 hit. No runs, and has struck out no one. His team has played errorless ball behind him. The offense has helped him out to the tune of 4 hits and 3 runs. A run in the first, a run in the third, and a run in the 4th inning for Decorah. Will be hitters 2, 3, and 4 in the Mason City lineup here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And Austin Hemman, who flew out to right his first time up, will bat. Kyle's first offering is popped up by Hemman into shallow center field. Angling over into right center is Jake Hubden. He will make the catch in shallow right center for the first out of the 4th inning. Mason City has been very aggressive at the plate. That is the 3rd time in 11 batters that they have been retired on the first pitch. As Kyle Kane throws to Ethan McHenry, and the first pitch taken high. 1 ball, no strike. McHenry ended the first by grounding out to third. That bottom of the 1st inning, technically the only 1-2-3 inning of the night. Next pitch inside edge for a strike, and it's 1-1. Kyle was able to face the minimum in the 3rd inning. Pitch swung on and missed. McHenry tried to wait back on the change, but waited too long, and it's 1-2. Kane looks in at Ashbacker for the sign. Comes set, and the 1-2 delivery is outside for 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vikes and Keyhawks from La Crosse tomorrow night. Luke Kane and I will have the coverage beginning at 5:20. 2-2 with 1 down. Pitch swung on and missed. First strikeout of the season for Kyle Kane. So 2 down here in the 4th inning. And the batter will be Cooper Merrill. Merrill popped to second in the second, 0 for 1. We play the bottom of the 4th inning of a 3-0 Decorah lead. Tallies in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th for Decorah. First pitch high from Kyle. It's 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 just missed the outside edge. It is 2 balls and no strikes to count. Kyle gets the ball back, works quickly, and throws a fastball on the outside edge that's taken for strike 1. It is 2 balls and 1 strike. Kyle ready again, the 2-1. Ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit. So Merrill, who was 3 for 4 the other night against Algona, improves his early season batting average 67 points with 1 swing of the bat. That's the second hit for Mason City. The other belonging to the guy at the plate right now, Drew Walswick. He got one with 1 out in the 2nd inning. Kyle's first offering to him is taken outside. It is 1 ball, no strikes. Merrill away from first, held on there by Severson. The stretch and the 1-0. Swinging a foul back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Broadcast directly behind home plate, elevated about 10-15 feet in the air tonight. Great view of the ballpark. 1-1 and a breaking ball. That's a knee buckler taken for strike 2. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now from Kyle Kane to Drew Walswick here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Kane comes set, and the 1-2 delivery. Swung on a ground ball underneath the glove of Kane, fielded by Dolly, and Dolly will have to eat it. Kyle might have slowed that one down enough as he tried to field it. Dolly ended up picking it up from his second base position, halfway between the mound and the second base bag, and by the time he did it, Walswick was at first. Infield hit for Walswick, and the first time tonight Mason City has had multiple runners on in a frame. Matt Meyer will be the batter. He flew out to right in the second. 3-0 Decorah, 2 on, 2 out here in the 4th. Meyer swings and flies one towards right center field. Hovden comes in, but it's over his head. A couple of hops and to the wall. Merrill will score. Walswick being waved in. There will not be a throw to the plate. A 2-out, 2-run double for Matt Meyer, and it's now a 3-2 lead. Meyer got all of that pitch. Hovden did come in a little bit in center field, and that probably didn't help the route he took to the ball, but honestly, I don't think he was going to catch that one anyway. So now the tying run is at second base for Nick Friends, who grounded to short his first time up in the second. The first pitch out of the zone from Kyle Kane is 1 ball, no strikes. And now Coach Dennis Olenczak out of the third base dugout, and he will head to the mound to talk to Kyle Kane. Somehow the trips are a little quicker ever since the hip replacement surgery for Coach O last August. He'll head back to the third base dugout. Basically just a pep talk for Kyle Kane as no one's warming up in the Decorah bullpen. 1 ball, no strikes to count on Nick Friends. It's a 3-2 Decorah lead as we play the bottom half of the fourth inning. 1-0, Friends swings and fouls one first base side. Aaron Severson going to take a peek, but it'll land out of play for 1 ball, 1 strike. Hits are now even at 4. Mason City 3 errors, Decorah none. Stat that counts, Decorah leads for the moment 3-2. 1-1 delivery taken up. It is 2 balls, 1 strike. Kyle got the first 2 men with relative ease. Hemmon flew out to right. McHenry struck out, then a Merrill single to center, an infield hit for Walswick, and Matt Meyer got the best swing off of Keene tonight. A double to right center to score 2 with 2 out. Meyer sits at second, a 2-1 count to Friends. The pitch swung on a ground ball towards third. Dustin Carey will run at the runner. Won't be able to get the tag, but will fire across the diamond to get Friends plenty of time to retire the side. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 man left. We head to the 5th. Our new score, Decorah 3 and Mason City 2. Callan Platz's day is done. Nick Friends is now playing or moves from second base to pitcher. Platt's done after 4 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs. 2 earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. And it looks like Connor Mormon is playing second base now. So Friends moves from second to pitcher. And I would assume that Mormon will not bat because technically he is replacing Colin Platts, who was getting hit for by McHenry in the number 3 spot in the order. So Nick Friends will pitch now for Mason City. And Kyle Kane will start things here in the 5th inning for Decorah. Kane without an official at bat. He walked in the first and sacrificed a runner-up in the 3rd. Friends did pitch the other night against Algona through 2/3 of an inning. Didn't give up a hit or a run. He walked 2 and he struck out 2. First pitch to Kyle Kane, swinging a foul back. And the ball's 1 strike. Friends last year as a sophomore appeared in 2 games. Through 4 innings. Gave up 4 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The run was unearned. And opponents hit .267 against him. Pitch high to Kyle. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Carey and Ashbacker to follow as the Vikes try to get some runs back. They lead it by a 3-2 margin here in the top of the 5th. The pitch, swing, and a miss. And of course, and now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. I was going by the scoreboard there, figuring I was wrong. But they were. Ground ball towards the left side. Charging at third is Overbeck. He'll throw across the diamond. The throw hits Kyle Kane after he advances by first base. It skips into shallow right, but not enough to warrant runner advancement. So an infield hit for Kyle Kane to lead things off in the 5th. That's the 3rd consecutive inning Decorah has gotten a leadoff runner on. They've scored in the last 2. And Dustin Carey will be the batter. He walked in the 1st and had an RBI single in the 3rd. And a move to first base to send Kyle back diving to the bag. Kyle has gotten to run, something that hasn't happened too much the last couple of years. Carey squares to bunt, looks at the first pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Kane's hit was the 5th of the night in 4+ against Mason City pitching. Stretch and the 1-0 to Carey. No sign of bunting that time, and he took it on the outside edge for a strike. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Move to first base, back to the bag, diving. Once again is Kyle Kane. That's as dirty as that jersey has gotten from base running in quite some time. 1-1 the count on Carey. Carey squaring to bunt once again. Overbeck charging hard. Pitch taken outside. It is 2 balls, 1 strike. Overbeck has the hard charge on at third base. In fact, he was almost shaking hands with Carey by the time he was done. Move to first base. Kyle back to the bag, diving once again. Martha might have to get the hose out before she washes the uniform tonight. 2-1 delivery. Carey swings and pops 1 foul. Third base side. It's going to land well out of play. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. So you'd imagine now the bunt is off with 2 strikes. Coach O with a series of signs in the third base box. A meeting at the mound between Himon and friends. A lead at first by Kyle. The stretch and the 2-2. Fastball outside corner, strike 3 call. Third strikeout by Mason City pitching tonight, in the first since the first inning. And Austin Ashbacker will stand in. 3-2 Decorah here in the 5th, 1 on, 1 out. Ashbacker 0 for 2 on the night. And the pitch to Austin swung on, popped up on the infield. At shortstop, it's Merrill. He will make the catch, and that's the second out of the inning. That's the second time tonight Austin has swung at a first pitch curveball, too. Kane at first, 2 down. Brady Dowley for Decorah. He is struck out in the first and grounded to third in the third. Runner at first, 2 down, top of the 5th, 3-2 Decorah. Dowley looks at a fastball outside. 1 ball, no strikes the count. This is Vikings Radio, 1240 KDEC Decorah and KDECradio.net. Move to first base, back to the bag, diving is Kyle Kane. Darren Swenson coming to you from Roosevelt Park here in Mason City tonight. Decorah leads Mason City 3-2 on opening night for 2014. 1-0 delivery. That one taken low for 2 balls, no strikes now on Brady Dowley. The Vikes got a run in the first inning via a Mason City error. An RBI single by Carey in the third got them their second run. They got their third run on a 2-out RBI single by Colin Nimrod. Mason City got 2 runs with 2 outs. Next one outside, 3-0. In the fourth inning on a Matt Meyer 2-run double. 3-0 the count on Brady Dowley. Cole Sweska waiting his turn on deck. 3-0, Brady takes all the way and looks at a strike. We proceed at 3-1. Kane with a short lead at first base, held on there by Walswick. The stretch and the 3-1 delivery is taken low for ball 4. Fourth walk given up by Mohawk pitching. Again, the first since the first inning. And the batter will be Cole Sweska. And now Kyle Kane will get a courtesy runner, and that will be Bryce Pierce. Coach O does not have an assistant coach here tonight. Pierce was in the first base box coaching. And he will move to second base and run for Kane in this situation. And now Eric Severson will get a helmet on and move to the first base coach's box. Sweska grounded to second in the second, singled and scored in the fourth. 3-2 Decorah, we play the fifth. Off of second, Pierce. Off of first is Dolly. Friends delivers, pitch taken high by Sweska. Stretch by Friends again. And the 1-0 delivery swung on and missed. Just blew the fastball by him. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Decorah girls have defeated New Hampton in Game 2 of the softball doubleheader by an 8-1 margin. New Hampton won Game 1 13-1 in 6. 1 ball, 1 strike, count on Sweska. Here's ground ball past the mound, fielded at second by Mormon. He'll throw on to first base, and on a bang-bang play, Sweska is retired. A walk, an infield hit, and 2 runners left. The Vikes have left 7 through 5. End of 4.5. It's 3-2 Decorah. Welcome back to Mason City, everybody. Darren Swenson with you from Roosevelt Park here in Mason City. A 3-2 Decorah lead as we go to the bottom half of the fifth inning. It'll be hitters 8, 9, and 1 for Mason City. Kyle Kane threw 4, has given up 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. First pitch out of the zone to Kyle Overbeck, who walked back in the third. Pitch, swing, and a fly ball down the right field line. Pretty well hit, but well foul. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Kyle been reasonably economical with the pitches. Coming up, it'll be number 55. 1-1 delivery. Fastball up. 2 balls, 1 strike. Updating you on the other Decorah results for tonight. Softball has split their conference opening doubleheader against New Hampton back home. The 2-1 taken up for 3 balls, 1 strike. New Hampton took Game 1 13-1 in 6. Decorah comes back with an 8-1 victory in Game 2. Swing and a miss on a keen change, and it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out here in the fifth. The 3-2 delivery is up for ball 4. Second walk by Kane. And both have been against Kyle Overbeck. Austin Ashbacker out to the hill to talk to Kane briefly. Coach Rude talks to Dylan Vovis briefly between the third base coaching box and home plate. A runner at first, nobody out. And Vovis will be the batter who flew out to right in the third. 0 for 1. Vovis already squaring to bunt. Carry up the grass at third. Vovis looks at a strike. Nothing in 1. Decorah Vikings boys soccer loses to Dubuque Waller tonight by a 2-0 margin, so their season comes to an end. 0-1 delivery. Vovis takes a pitch out of the zone, missing low on the breaking ball, and it's 1-1. State action this weekend for golf and tennis. 1-1 delivery. Here's a bunt up the first base side, but it lands in foul ground. Once it rolled into foul ground, Aaron Severson picks it up, and it's 1-2. Sam Saquatney, of course, competing at the state golf meet as an individual for Decorah. And individual tennis this weekend. C.J. Cliff, Gable Lonning, Caleb Olring, and Carl Sand this weekend in Waterloo. 1-2, swinging a foul. Right side and out of play. And best of luck also to the Decorah boys. They made it as a team. They will compete in the 1A team tennis meet in Des Moines next Tuesday. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Kane steps off. 3-2 the lead for Decorah. We play the bottom of the 5th. Kane comes set. 1-2 delivery, swung on, popped up. Kyle Kane calling between the mound and home plate. He will make the catch for the first out here in the 5th inning. So the Mohawks fail to advance the runner. And now the top of the order, and Adam Douglas. Douglas is 0 for 2. He popped to the pitcher in the first, fouled to first in the third. 3-2. Decorah leads it. We play the bottom half of the 5th inning. Decent lead at first base there by Overbeck. And the pitch, a curve for a strike from Kyle. It's 0-1. Lead by Overbeck, the set by Kane, the pitch, a fastball outside edge for a strike, and it's 0-2. Douglas expressing some disappointment in Kenny Robbins' call, but he's given that outside corner all night. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. The 0-2 delivery, swinging a foul at the plate. They went with the curveball on 0-2, and it was fouled off. A momentary delay as it landed near home plate, and Ken Robbins did the house cleaning himself. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 down. Kane gets the sign, comes set, the 0-2 delivery, a fastball outside. Not bad location on 1 and 2. Or on 0-2 to make it 1-2. Overbeck off of first, runner goes, 1-2 delivery, hammered towards left field, and that one is going to be a gapper. Overbeck hits third, being waved in, relay throw to the plate, there won't be one. Douglas with an RBI double to left, and we are tied at 3. Douglas now 3 for 6 on the season. He knocks in his first run. And a leadoff walk here in the 5th inning comes back to haunt Kyle Kane. And Coach O out of the third base dugout for a pep talk. A runner at second. Adam Douglas now representing the go-ahead run for Mason City. And Austin Hemmen will be the batter. He's flown out twice to Brighton Meyer in right field. Once in the first, once in the 4th. He's up again here in the 5th. 3 unanswered runs by the Mohawks. And each team with 3 runs and 5 hits right now. Kane comes set, and the pitch, it's taken low. 1 ball, no strikes. Mason City with 5 hits. 2 of them have been for extra bases. All 5 Decorah hits have been singles tonight. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Kane ready in the 1-0. Ground ball to the left side. It's fielded there by Carey. He'll fire across the diamond. Nice stretch by Severson to record the putout. And a nice job of base running by Douglas to move up to third on the plate. So 2 down and a runner at third. The batter will be Ethan McHenry, who is 0 for 2. McHenry grounded to third in the first and struck out swinging in the fourth. 3-3 game. We play the bottom half of the 5th inning. Go-ahead run at third base for the Mohawks. 2 of their 3 runs have come with 2 outs tonight as McHenry looks at one on the outside edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Kyle ready, 0-1 delivery, swing and a miss on a high fastball. And it is no balls and 2 strikes now. Down the line from third is Douglas. The 0-2 delivery just missed the corner. That one was a bit low. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Stretch by Kyle, the 1-2. Swung on, a little nubber right in front of the plate. Kane will barehand and throw to first base, and out at first base is McHenry. He tried to dive to the bag, and most of the time the diving will actually slow you down. He runs through that. Perhaps he gets a base hit. But nonetheless, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Our new score as we go to the 6th, it's Decorah 3 and Mason City 3. Nick Friends, now the pitcher of record for Mason City. He entered the game with a 3-2 deficit. It is now a 3-3 ball game. 8-9-1 due for Decorah here in the 6th. It'll be Sean Truin, Brayton Meyer, then the top of the order, and Colin Nimrod. Vikes got a run in the first inning on a Mason City error. An RBI single by Carey in the third made it 2-0. A 2-out RBI single by Colin Nimrod in the fourth made it 3-0. Fastball up to Truin. 1 ball and no strikes. Mason City with 3 unanswered. A 2-out, 2-run double by Matt Meyer in the fourth. And an RBI double by Adam Douglas in the fifth tied the game. Truin swings and misses at the next offering. It is 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 delivery. Pitch taken up. It is 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 delivery. Breaking ball taken low. It is 3 balls and 1 strike. Friends allowed 2 base runners in the 5th inning, but they both were left on as Truin swings and fouls it back to the screen, right side of it. And it's now 3-2 on Shawnee. Since Mason City has scored 3 unanswered, a stat that gives you a little heartburn. 3-2 to Sean, up for ball 4. A stat that gives you a little bit of heartburn from the Decorah perspective. They've left 7 runners on through 5 innings. And Bryce Pierce will pinch run for Sean Truin at first base. He courtesy ran for Kane last inning in the 5th. Now Hemmen, the catcher, will move out and talk with Nick Friends on the pitcher's mound. And Brayton Meyer will be the batter. Meyer reached on an error in the third inning and grounded to short in the fourth, 0 for 2. 3-3 game here in the sixth. And now the second baseman is charging in a unusual defensive stance there. Can't say I've seen that before. Stretch. Meyer squares to bunt, does so up the first base side. It's bobbled and dropped by Austin Hemman. It was popped into the air. Hemman had it and couldn't corral it. So new life for Brighton Meyer. Here in the sixth, Pierce the runner at first base. Friends come set. They will charge from second and first again, and they'll throw over to first, and Pierce will be back to the bag diving. With all the funkiness they're doing with their defense, you got to be heads up on the base pass, and granted, Bryce was a step off the bag, so it wasn't going to fool anybody. No balls, 1 strike. They're charging from third and second again. Meyer steps out, doesn't ask for time, and it ends up being a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Meyer's arguing with Ken Robbins, but if you're going to ask for time, you got to ask for it. You can't just step out of the box. And fortunately for Brighton Meyer, the pitch was outside. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. One and one the count. Meyer squares to bunt once again. They're charging from third, and here's a one-hopper to the third baseman, Overbeck, and he'll throw to second to retire the lead runner, Bryce Pierce. Overbeck ended up right in front of Brighton Meyer. The ball went right to him, and it was an easy put out at second base. Runner at first, 1 down. Colin Nimrod will start the fourth trip around the Decorah batting order. Nimrod struck out swinging in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the second, and singled to left to knock in a run in the fourth. 3-3 game here in the sixth. And the pitch outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Again, Mason City playing this kind of unusual bunt defense here, where they'll charge from second, they'll play back at first, and charge from third. One-0. Check swing and a foul ball. Back on the first base side, so it's 1 ball and 1 strike. One and one the count on Colin Nimrod. Short lead at first base by Brighton Meyer. 1-1 delivery. Fastball just missed the outside edge. It is 2 balls and 1 strike to count now. Colin 1 for 3, struck out swinging in the first, hit into a force play in the second, and an RBI single with 2 outs in the fourth inning. That was the last Decorah run. Fastball, that one caught the corner. And it's now 2-2 on Colin Nimrod. 3 runs, 5 hits for each squad. Mason City with 3 errors on the night. 2-2 on Colin Nimrod. And a move to first base, and Meyer back diving to the bag. Infield in their normal spots. 2-2 to Colin Nimrod. Goes outside for 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Jake Hubden waiting his turn on deck. 3-3 game here in the sixth. Runner goes 3-2, swinging a foul back, so we'll do it again at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Meyer a lead. Friends a pause. The pitch, swing and a miss at a high fastball. So Nimrod strikes out swinging. Meyer at first, 2 down. Jake Hovden to the plate. Hovden walked and scored in the first, singled and scored in the third, and fouled out to first in the fourth. A move to first base will send Meyer back to the bag. Pitch, swinging a pop-up foul, right side, not a play. Vikes with 5 hits on the night. They've had their leadoff runner on in the last 4 frames. Twice they've scored him. But they have left 7 runners on base tonight. 0-1 delivery, fastball up. So it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Hovden. One and 1, 2 down. Pitch sails high. Kyle Keene waiting a turn on deck. Decorah 3, Mason City 3. We play the 6th inning. Stretch and the 2-1. High again for 3 balls, 1 strike. So Friends is living a little dangerously here. But there's been no damage done in his 2 innings after coming on in relief of Colin Platts. 3 balls, 1 strike with 2 down. Runner goes. Pitch taken outside. Ball 4. So 2 walks in the inning. 3 walks in an inning and 2/3 by Nick Friends. And now Troy Rude will come out of the dugout and talk to Nick Friends. We do notice some action down in the Mason City bullpen. Can't exactly tell who it is from this angle, as the conversations will be had on the pitcher's mound from the Mason City perspective. In the third base box from the Decorah perspective. A 3-3 game here in the 6th. A tally in the 1st, 3rd, and 4th for Decorah. 2 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th for Mason City. The Decorah conversation now done. Kenny Robbins goes out and breaks up the Mason City conversation. And now there will be a pitching change. And the new pitcher will be Cody Harmon. And we'll tell you more about him in a moment. Cody Harmon the other night threw a 1/3 of an inning and got a strikeout against Algona. He will become the 3rd pitcher of the night for Mason City. Colin Platts went 4, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Nick Friends has gone an inning and 2/3, giving up 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. The warm-up toss is now done, and the batter will now be Kyle Keene. Keene 1 for 1 officially tonight, batting for the 4th time. He walked in the 1st, sacrificed in the 3rd, and got an infield hit in the 5th, and he swings and misses at the first one from Harmon. No balls, 1 strike. 3-3 the score. 2 on, 2 outs here in the 6th inning. And the pitch high. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Nick Friends has moved back to second base as the breaking ball misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike now on Kyle Kane. Fastball up, 3 balls, 1 strike now. 3-3 the score. We play the top of the 6th inning with 2 outs and 2 on. Pitch outside corner for a strike, and it's 3-1 and 3-2 now. So the runners will be moving. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 down. The 3-2 delivery smacked up the right field side, but foul. Kyle did a good job of waiting back on a breaking ball, but just waited a touch too long, going the other way. So track stances for Brighton Meyer and Jake Hubden. 3-2 again, swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 walks, 2 left. Vikes have left 9 tonight. Bottom of the 6th we go. It's 3-3 Decorah and Mason City. The left on base statistic is the one that gives you the most heartburn from a Decorah perspective tonight. They have left 9 runners on, compared to Mason City only leaving 3 runners on. A 3-3 game as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Middle third of the order due for Mason City. It'll be Cooper Merrill and Drew Walswick, as well as Matt Meyer. This part of the order, a combined 4 for 6 with a double, 2 runs scored, and 2 RBI against Kyle Kane tonight. Kane has thrown 73 pitches, given up 5 hits, 3 runs. All earned, 2 walks and 1 strikeout. His team has played flawless defense behind him. Cooper Merrill will stand in against Kane. He's 1 for 2. Popped to second in the 2nd, singled and scored in the 4th. 1 hopper off the glove of Kane, fielded by Nimrod. He can't pick it up barehanded, and Merrill will get the infield single. So go ahead, run on for Mason City. And now the Mohawks out hitting Decorah by a 6-5 margin. And Drew Walswick, who is 2 for 2, will stand in what would seem to be an obvious bunting situation. Coach Root and Walswick taking an offensive timeout halfway between the batting cage and the third base coaching box. We do have some action up in the Decorah bullpen. Again, the bullpens are at such an angle that we can't see them here in Mason City. Carey even with the bag at third. Holding the runner on at first is Severson. Walswick is 2 for 2. Ashbacker flashes the sign to Kane. He'll come set, and the pitch swung on. Fly ball, center field. Retreating is Hovden. He is under it. He will make the catch for the first out here in the 6th inning. So Walswick doesn't bunt in that situation, swings away. On a cloudy night, it might have brought rain, but it ends up in Jake Hovden's glove. 1 on, 1 out here in the 6th for Matt Meyer, who was 1 for 2, flew out to right in the 2nd, a 2-run double in the 4th. 3-3 the score. We play the bottom of the 6th inning. Pitch swung on and a foul up the first base side, out of play. No balls, 1 strike to count on Matt Meyer. Mason City has scored 3 unanswered after Decorah had a 3-0 lead in the top half of the 4th inning. A lead at first base by Merrill. A stretch by Kyle, a look towards first. And the pitch swung on, hammered towards left center field, and that one is going to be a gapper. It'll be 2 hops and against the fence. Merrill will score easily on the second double of the night for Matt Meyer, and Mason City has come all the way back. They lead it 4-3. Meyer now 2 for 3, 2 doubles and 3 RBI on the night. And the Mohawks, who trailed 3-0 after 3.5, have just taken a 4-3 lead. Nick Friends will look to keep the fun going for the Mohawks. He grounded to short in the second, grounded to third in the fourth. Stretch by Kane, 2 looks at second, and the pitch. It goes up. 1 ball, no strikes. Two looks at second out of the stretch by Kane, and Friends loops one toward short, and a diving attempt is knocked down only by Brady Dolly. Moving up to third on the play will be Meyer. Friends will get a base hit. Heck of an effort there by Brady Dolly. But unfortunately, he couldn't come up with it. Brady pounding his right hand into his glove, frustrated that he wasn't able to make the play, and now Decorah will go to their bullpen with Eric Severson. Eric threw the first 3 innings of the JV game tonight. Kyle out after 5 1/3. He gives up 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned to this point. Both runners on base, his responsibility. He walked 2 and he struck out 1. And Eric Severson's job will be to keep the Mohawks at bay and give the offense a chance in the top of the 7th inning. In case you're just joining us, Decorah got a lead in the first inning. A throwing error by the Mohawks scored a run in that frame. Dustin Carey, an RBI single in the third inning, made it 2-0. A 2-out RBI single by Colin Nimrod made it 3-0 in the fourth. In the bottom of the fourth inning, Mason City's Matt Meyer got a 2-out, 2-run double to make it 3-2, and Adam Douglas double in the fifth inning made it 3-0, or made it 3-3 rather. And Matt Meyer gives Mason City the lead with a double to left to score Cooper Merrill in the sixth inning. The story of this game, the big hits and Decorah's lack thereof. In 3 of the 6 innings, Decorah has left multiple base runners on base. And they have left 9 runners on all told tonight. Eric threw 3 in the JV game, and he'll try to put out the fire here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He'll inherit a runners at the corners 1 down situation. And Kyle Oberbeck will be the batter. Oberbeck has walked twice, once in the third, once in the fifth, and he scored once as well. This will be the varsity pitching debut for Eric Severson. Twin brother Aaron is at first base. Kyle Keene is out of the game for right now as Austin Ashbacker remains behind the plate. Normally in this situation, you perhaps would keep Kyle in the game and have him catching. Runners at the corners with 1 down. And a long look in at Ashbacker for the sign will cause Oberbeck to ask for time and Ken Robbins to grant it. Severson out of the stretch. He'll come set. The runner will go off. And now they'll chasing between first and third. Aaron Severson will throw to Brady Dolly, throwing to the plate. The ball hits the catcher's mask of Austin Ashbacker. Scoring on the play will be Meyer, and making it all the way to third will be Friends. Severson threw over to first base as soon as the throw was drawn. Friends took off between first and second. Aaron did what he should. He threw towards second base trying to get the runner. The ball was still in the rundown in that situation. As soon as the ball went to second base, Matt Meyer came down the line from third. Brady Dolly throw to the plate hit Austin Ashbacker's catcher's mask, which was out in front of the plate. That allowed Meyer to score and Friends to move to third. And a pitch swung on and missed by Overbeck on an off-speed breaking ball. It's 0-1. Since Friends is now at third, the infield is up at all four spots for Decorah. Trying to cut down a potential sixth run for Mason City. It's 5-3. The curveball just missed the low, and it's 1 strike. Decorah will have Carey, Ashbacker, and Dolly in the seventh inning. 5-3 the lead for Mason City. The 1-1 delivery hammered towards third, but foul. And it's 1 strikes. Decorah scored the first three, but 2 in the fourth, 1 in the fifth, and 2 already here in the sixth to have given the Mohawks the lead as they try to start the season 2-0. Severson ready, 1-2 offering. Curveball swung on and missed on the inside edge. Severson strikes out his first varsity batter. Overbeck down on strikes. Runner at third, 2 down. Infield returning to their normal positions. Dylan Vovis will stand in. He's 0 for 2, flew out to right in the third, and popped to the pitcher in the fifth. Severson with a curveball that Ashbacker can't get in front of. It rolls all the way back to the backstop, and the wild pitch will allow Friends to score. And a 3 spot here in the sixth inning for Mason City has made it a 6-3 ball game. Base is now empty, a 1-0 count on Vovis. And Severson will now work out of the windup, the 1-0, swinging a foul back to the screen. It is 1 strike. Carey, Ashbacker, and Dolly will be the due hitters in the seventh inning for Decorah. Severson with the big windup, the pitch inside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2. All 3 of those runs charged to Kyle Kane, although 2 unearned. Curveball in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Kyle's going to get charged with 5 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. 2-2 pitch with 2 down. Curveball tried to backdoor him, but it just missed the outside edge, so it's 3 balls, 2 strikes on Vovis. Three-two. Swung on, popped up third base side, angling towards the Decorah dugout is Dustin Carey, who makes the catch in the third base coach's box. And that's that for the sixth. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error, nobody left. Seventh inning. Vikes need 3 to keep it going. They trail it 6-3. Mason City leads at 6-3 as we go to the top half of the seventh inning. Vikes got a run in the first inning on a Mason City error. Dustin Carey made it 2-0 in the third with an RBI single. A 2-out RBI single by Colin Nimrod made it 3-0 in the fourth. Mason City with 2 runs in the fourth inning. Matt Meyer, a 2-run double to make it 3-2. Mason City tied the game in the 5th inning. Adam Douglas, an RBI double to tie it at 3. Matt Meyer gave Mason City a lead of 4-3 with an RBI double in the 6th. And a throwing error and a wild pitch scores the final 2 runs of that frame. A 3 spot in the 6th has given the Mohawks the lead. And Dustin Carey will be the batter for Decorah. Carey, first ball swinging, fouls it away. No balls, 1 strike. Carey walked in the 1st, RBI single in the 3rd. And he struck out looking in the 5th. Vikes have left 9 runners on base tonight. Cody Harmon is now the pitcher of record for Mason City. Got a strikeout of Kane to end things in the 6th. Pitch outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Harmon, the 3rd pitcher of the night after Colin Platts went 4. And Nick Friends went an inning and 2/3. 1-1, fastball low. 2 balls, 1 strike to count on Carey. Two-1. Swung on a fly ball into right field. It's going to hang up there for Matt Meyer, who will make a lunging one-handed catch in medium depth right for the first out here in the 7th inning. 1 down, nobody on for Austin Ashbacker. He's 0 for 3. Flew out to left in the 1st, popped to 2nd in the 3rd, popped to short in the 5th. Up again here in the 7th. Pitch on the outside edge for a strike, nothing in 1. Oh, 1. Fastball up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Austin wearing uniform number 19 this year. 1-1 delivery, swinging a foul, right side and out of play, so now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Vikes will head up to La Crosse tomorrow night to take on Lansing Key in a doubleheader. Fastball up, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two. Swung on, line drive up the middle of the base hit. Baby Bull gets his first hit of the season. A 1-out single here in the 7th inning. And the Vikes will need another runner to get that tying run to the plate. And it'll be a courtesy runner at first base. And that'll be Andy Sinkink running for the Baby Bull at first base. And Brady Dolly will be the batter who'll look at the first one high. 1 ball and no strikes. Dolly 0 for 2 with a walk. Struck out swinging in the 1st, grounded to 3rd in the 3rd, and walked in the 5th. Harmon set in the 1-0. Pitch taken low. It's 2 balls, no strikes. And now Mason City's pitching coach out to talk to Harmon. Coach O will discuss things with Dolly Sinkink and the on-deck hitter Cole Sweska in the 3rd base box. One on, 1 out, and a 2-0 count on Brady Dolly. Couple of steps off the bag at first base is Sinkink, and the pitch outside from Harmon. It is 3 balls, no strikes, and Dolly gets on. As 3-0 taken down Broadway for a strike, it's 3-1. If Dolly can get on here, the tying run would come to the plate for Decorah. 3-1 delivery, swing and a miss. Harmon appeared to take something off that time, and Dolly was out in front. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Sinking a lead at first base, 3-2 to Dolly. Ooh, just missed the outside edge, ball 4. Must have been just low. As Sinking moves up to second, Dolly to first. Sweska the tying run to the plate. Sweska grounded to second in the second. Singleton scored in the fourth. Grounded to second in the fifth. 6-3 Mason City. 2 on, 1 out. Here in the seventh. Pitch. A strike. It's 0-1. Next pitch, just out of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Vikes have had multiple runners on in 6 of the 7 innings. The pitch outside corner for a strike, and it's 1-2. Sinkick away from second, and Dolly away from first. Harmon now the pitcher of record for the Mohawks. The 1-2 delivery outside. He uncorks one back to the screen. So Sinkick to third and Dolly down to second. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to count on Cole Sweska. Harmon perhaps tried to overthrow that one a little bit. 2-2 the count. The pitch high. It's 3-2 now. Sean Truan waiting his turn on deck. 3-2 to Cole Sweska. Harmon set. 3-2. High for ball 4. Sweska down to the what was vacant first base. And Austin Ashbacker, Sean Truan will be the batter. Bases loaded, 1 down. Infield playing at normal depth. The pitch to Sean is taken for a strike, 0-1. Sean popped to second in the second, grounded to third in the fourth, and walked in the sixth. 0-1 from Harmon, swing and a miss. It is 0-2 now. Sinkick away from third. The rest of the runners lead, and the pitch taken at the letters for strike 3. So there's now 2 down here in the 7th inning. And the last hope for Decorah is Brighton Meyer. Brighton 0 for 3, reached on an error in the second, grounded to short in the fourth, reached on a force play in the 6th. 6-3 Mason City, bases loaded, 2 down in the 7th, and the pitch on the outside edge for a strike to Brighton Meyer. No balls and 1 strike to count. 0-1. Fastball up, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Harmon trying to get the win in relief for the Mohawks, who've scored 6 unanswered runs to lead at 6-3, 1-1. He took one right down the middle for a strike, and it's 1-2. One and two with 2 down, bases loaded. Harmon now set, and the 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3. Vikes leave them loaded in the 7th. And Mason City wins on Decorah's opening night by a 6-3 margin. 6 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors, 3 left for Mason City. 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, and 12 left for Decorah. Winning pitcher is Cody Harmon, an inning and 2/3. Strikes out 3, walks 2, and gives up a hit. He's now 1-2. Kyle Keane, the losing pitcher, he's now 0-1, 5 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Vikes are now 0-1 and will travel to La Crosse to take on Key High tomorrow night. Many people to thank for making the broadcast possible. First and foremost, our advertisers, the good sports-minded people who helped us bring the game wherever you were tonight. Without their help, this coverage would not be possible, so as always, we encourage you to support the businesses who support local high school sports. And lastly, and most importantly, we thank you. That's right, you, the listener, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. If not, the outcome, Decorah loses to Mason City 6-3. We'll be up in La Crosse tomorrow night for Decorah and Lansing Key. Our coverage will begin at 5:20. So, for our entire KDEC sports team, Darren Swenson saying so long from Mason City. Mohawks beat the Vikings 6-3. Thanks a bunch for tuning in.